Salve, salve galerinha! Aqui trazendo mais vídeo pro canal. Galerinha, hoje nós vamos estar jogando aqui o Genshin Impact e no vídeo de hoje a gente vai estar jogando aqui a nova missão do Arconte, né? Nós tivemos aí a liberação da nova atualização do Genshin 3.3, então a gente vai estar aqui mostrando para vocês a missão do Arconte, que é a missão de história. Espero que vocês gostem, deixa aquele like, se inscreva no canal caso você não seja inscrito, e todos os dias ative aí o sininho das notificações para você receber a notificação dos vídeos. E sem mais delongas aqui, vamos dar início. Lembrando que para vocês participarem dessas missões, né, de história, vocês obrigatoriamente vão ter que ter feito, né, as missões anteriores do Arconte. Então, se vocês ainda não passaram da missão do Arconte lá do raio, né, ou até mesmo a missão anterior a essa aqui, que foi em Sumaru, vocês não vão estar conseguindo fazer essa missão aqui. Então vocês têm que ir completando todas as missões do Arconte de história para progredir, né? Então, deixa eu marcar aqui para qual é o melhor caminho aqui mesmo.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Retira Suna mystery.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in—
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization.
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? But is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Great! Let's go find out what this Tatara—
Alright, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Oh, you're—
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about— This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of—
So what, for the love of— Sorry, we don't get out much, so traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal.
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we—
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatara.
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep
Well, fair point.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatara, but in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records all—
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This Kabukimono lived in Tatara Suna for a while before disappearing with—
So first this strange person goes missing.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow! Did I get lucky!
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make— It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the Government Records Office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that even back then, Tatara Suna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it's—
Wait, so there are two missing people in the—
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the Great Swordsmith Club?
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ish. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light...
The Kaidahara clan.
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown.
Get to the point.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabukimono was not a human, but a puppet.
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your face...
No! Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way...
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events...
Oh, and please read my essay. Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts. How about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue?
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've got...
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to...
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye.
All right, thank you. If you...
Hey, so that thing they were talking, okay, then even if we did know something, after all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. And if you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many as... Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... The Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see. Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the bat. Did he escape or...
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surastana? I know you must have a lot of questions. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal. A deal?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe kill me? But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was...
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. But Paimon's worried about you,
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've...
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between... As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the Balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. Plus, he's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond. Wait a second. Farmer? You mean... I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intent.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection.
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear. Don't you? And they're your friend.
Yeah, obviously! Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend.
All right, then I'll do.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nihira, are you... Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it... Yes. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twins' details. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be, he was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it so I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information. Exactly! Or what if... I understand. But how things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved as Sumeru's deity. It is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, if this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing, it's my pleasure, really. Yours... Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help? I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out, even though, of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great. Prepare yourselves. Wow! It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost unlike anywhere else. Irminsul, I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides. But it is essential. Fine. Let's call it true.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your...
You sure are
If there are no further... Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ugh, the snark on this guy!
We can start...
Irminsul access granted. Is this a small set? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him! Wow! So this... Ooh...
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Pick your jaws up off the...
Why is it that...
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul...
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted.
Let's go.
Hey, so... Say we did go running off.
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you... Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay...
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge...
Lesser Lord Kusan,
Good, you made it.
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive current. The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess... The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure...
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones... Traveler, Paimon. Yes, I've also invited Paimon... Huh? What the... We can talk to each other inside our head? That's part of it. Plus, Paimon's never tried this before, so... Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart and attentive as always. So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet. Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tataris... If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that. Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And... Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce... So the Gese got it right? Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved. Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So,
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on
Wait! How did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation. Huh?
This light. It looks similar to the—
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement!
Shh. Just
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so?
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. Under your leadership, Tatara Suna is a warm, welcoming place. Like, as I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatara Suna, the forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's— you allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable.
So you say, Escher.
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. What have we gained from adopting your new tech? And recently, none of the people who went out to get help, but that doesn't faze you, does it?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the shogun's—
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation.
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am—
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it, and I'm in charge here.
Judging from the look in your eyes—
Drop the act. We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatara Suna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I thought. I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, it's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek into—
If you kill me, there's no one who can get it.
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense.
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The Fatui?
Just to create a...
That's it. That's why you gave us your curse.
Look how even the righteous soul... My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, it is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to make no mistake, even without you.
If you give him my heart, he has nothing to prove to anyone.
What a beautiful way to see the world. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa? Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner working. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest.
Ali foi quando eles acharam os caramujos.
Hey, Dottore. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see... When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind.
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I. Let's give him some space. He looks... We need to give him some time to process his emotions. I'm still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So... Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find... So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabukimono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic. The mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded... He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the Holy moly! So the doctor killed an innocent man and... Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me. It won't.
Hey, are you investigating?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irmin's...
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irmin's does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone... does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irmin's was a dead end...
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently. Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens
The heavens...
The jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. Did you get all that?
Yes.
Does this info count towards...
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time.
Huh?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine, I shared a secret with you. And now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question. Give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, so tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past? Done.
Huh? What the? What happened?
Nothing. I was just... So long. I suggest you get...
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve enough.
Hey, Balladeer!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarm, but if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone.
Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Oh no. Oh, can you hear Nahida? Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer. What happened? It was the Balladeer's fault. He should... I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that. But did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or... Where the heck did he go? Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, we're running out of time. Follow... We're out! This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb... I'm sorry, but... An emergency? Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances... Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really... He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible! Right! You can't just rewrite history! All that stuff happened already! It's like... Imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure... So... Paimon's so Huh? Ah! Sorry. Paimon accidentally... Oh, but erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable! Is that really possible in Irminsul? Uh-oh. Paimon's had it with that little brat! He's been nothing but trouble ever since... There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so... Alright, Paimon will start. First day. A dragon chili chicken. Also a dip. Paimon was, talking? Huh. Is that a food too? What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said? So, the balladeer is... Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay?
Então, isso, galerinha, concluímos aí a primeira missão do Arconte. O vídeo tá ficando grande, vou dar uma parada por aqui. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Deixa aquele like, se inscreva no canal. Caso você não seja inscrito, vídeo todos os dias, ative aí o sininho das notificações para você receber a notificação dos vídeos. E a gente se vê no próximo vídeo. Valeu, falou e fui!